This looks a lot easier on TV than it is in person, and that's one of the reasons why everyone here loves it so much. Justin, the Toledo Walleye came to the Coliseum tonight with a sweep on their mind, but the Comets quickly told them to put their brooms away. What an exciting night for baseball at Parkview Field. Game going all the way into extra innings, fireworks after the game, and fireworks in the game. Schedule release day is like the night before Christmas for NFL fans across the country. It's the day we all count down to before making our predictions for the upcoming season, and Colts fans were hoping for some nice gifts in their schedule. Adam, we may have seen the last of the Rhinos playing on this field after the team announced earlier this afternoon that they're pursuing new stadium options. For one local caddy, he used his opportunity carrying the sticks to tap in his future. Baseball season is already here, even if that means practicing inside. This was a gutsy win for the Fort Wayne Mastodons today. They were down 7 at the half, and they could have easily called it a season and just hung their heads, but they did the opposite of that. It's been 7 years since Buffalo hosted a top 25 team at UB Stadium. That changes Saturday. The Bulls are very excited to show what they can do against a Big Ten team for the first time since battling Penn State in 2019. When you take in a Southern Wells junior varsity basketball game, McKenna Elsroth blends in with the rest of her teammates, but how she got there is much different than everyone else. McKenna was born without a left hand in a condition unknown to her parents before her birth.
We did not know about it. When we had ultrasounds done, it wasn't something they looked for, so it wasn't something that ever showed up on the ultrasounds, and just the day that she was delivered, the doctor just said, hey, we have a problem, no left hand. But I mean, I remember that's a day that I really remember, and it was like, okay, no big deal.
Despite not having a left hand, the option of not playing sports never entered McKenna's mind.
I grew up in a home where we were always watching Sunday football, always watching college basketball, and we played t-ball since I was 8 or 9, and so I've always grew up around sports, I guess, so it's just kind of like second nature to me. My husband and I, we love sports. We grew up, we were athletes. So to have our kids be athletes was just kind of natural for us, and even though she didn't have a hand, it never occurred to us, that she couldn't do it.
McKenna started playing basketball while in 2nd grade and likes to catch her opponents off guard.
My favorite thing to do in basketball is if I'm taking the ball down the court, people sit on my right hand and make me go left. And my absolute favorite thing is to stick the ball in my left hand and drive all the way to the basket. Show them that just because I don't have a hand, you're going to guard me straight up because I can go either way. I'm so impressed with how she keeps up with all of us. I mean, she never lets anything get in her way, and if you think that it is, she'll stick it to you and show you about 10 times better than you think she can even do it.
So how does McKenna do it?
Okay, so it's really not any different than a person with 2 hands, I guess. I just have to grip a little stronger with the right hand. So I have something to because I can squeeze the ball pretty hard. My left arm's pretty strong. It's just gripping it, my fingertips with my right hand. Instead of more like this, I'm kind of more back in the middle of the ball. So I guess the strength is all over the ball. And then shooting, it's not really that different because you're only supposed to shoot with one hand anyway. So you can say I have an advantage of this. I just shoot like anybody would shoot. She's a stud. She's hands down a stud. Yeah, I'm really impressed with her and how that she's never given up on anything. And I mean, her shooting form has been the best. It's been the most consistent. I don't play because I'm good. I guess I play because I love them.
McKenna is a confident young adult who excels on and off the court and attributes most of that to her friends and family.
I think a big part of the reason is because when I was growing up, my parents were never like, oh, you can't do that, you only have one hand. They were like, oh yeah, you go get him, you go do that. And then even in elementary, my friends were never like, oh, she only has one arm, maybe we shouldn't talk to her. They really brought me in and they were like, oh, you can be one of us. It doesn't matter that you don't have another hand. So I think that's like the main reason why I'm so comfortable in it and it doesn't bother me.
Despite her solid play on the court, life without a left hand doesn't come without its challenges.
I'm still overcoming like a lot of challenges, but I've had really, really good coaches ever since I was young, and just a lot of trial and error. Just, oh, does this work? No, maybe we should try this. Things like that, and just a lot of good coaching. And the internet is awesome. It helps me with a lot of stuff because there's a lot of other people out there just like me.
I'm very proud of the role model that she is. I really think that God has some big plans for her, sorry. Not even necessarily just physical, just her being able to maybe inspire somebody else who maybe doesn't have the confidence that she has, because that's having one hand and being able to do the things she does, that has only boosted her confidence, and I think that she is just destined for bigger and better things, and she will hopefully just inspire others.
For WFFT Local Sports, I'm Mike Bundt.
We just don't describe it. I don't know. Like, we just beat a number 3 ranked team in the country, and we're just on top of the world. I don't know.
Right now, I can't even describe what I'm feeling. I'm overwhelmed.
Our guys had a toughness and resilience about them tonight that is uncommon.
Emotions were high following the greatest win in Fort Wayne Mastodons history. In beating third-ranked Indiana, the Dons not only secured their first win over a ranked opponent, but they also solidified themselves to the entire city of Fort Wayne that IPFW is to be reckoned with.
I think that there are phenomenal things ahead for IPFW and for the city of Fort Wayne.
It means a lot. This is easily the best win for IPFW, and I don't know, words just don't describe it.
It's going to take a while for the Mastodons' giddiness to go away as basketball fans across the Hoosier State try to absorb the magnitude of Fort Wayne's upset win over Indiana. Right now, though, Fort Wayne head coach John Kaufman is looking forward to the Mastodons program taking advantage in promoting their brand following their colossal effort.
I hope Fort Wayne will jump on board. I envision, I talk about it all the time, I want to be Fort Wayne's team. I want to grow our program and our following one person at a time. And I don't see why we can't fill the lower bowl here every single night with the level of basketball we play.
I've never experienced anything like it. The fastest roller coaster feels like an ant crawling compared to this.
Cord Luton has been a fan of racing for as long as he can remember. A former employee at Indianapolis Motor Speedway and team member for RC Aero Racing in the 80s, Cord recently received the opportunity of a lifetime when his sons purchased him an IndyCar experience.
It's exciting. I mean, at one time I wanted to be a race driver, but my parents kind of boo-hooed that idea, so I wasn't able to do that, at least not legally.
As soon as we got it all together, we knew it would blow his mind, and he would have something to really look forward to.
Adding to the excitement was news that Mario Andretti would be driving during the experience, one of Cord's favorite drivers of all time.
To actually have my posterior about 2 inches off the ground going 185 plus on the straightaways with 2 G's in the turn with Mario Andretti driving, how cool is that?
But not all has been going well for Cord in recent times. A cancer survivor, Cord is battling the awful disease once again.
I have what's called CLL, which means chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Chronic means that it can reoccur, and it has.
When we first found out, we were definitely scared. It's something, you don't want anybody or any loved one to deal with.
I went into remission and almost went 4 years into remission, and then it came back. So now I'm undergoing treatment again, but now some of the medicine I have is more advanced.
So when we found out again the second time, it was scary and a little depressing. And we just wanted, we knew that we wanted to get that vibe back.
And a solid boost it was. Cord has a positive outlook for his recovery and used his IndyCar experience to get autographs from Mario Andretti before suiting up for one of the most thrilling experiences of his life.
It was his dream to be in a race car, and so you could see even the insiders really enjoy that. They get the same kick out of it, and for him it was like part of the bucket list. So at least we filled up one bucket.
I mean, all the years I've been involved with the sport as an official and on a race team, I had no idea. Even when you see the cameras in the race cars, you don't experience it because you're not in it. Your body is going through all that. It's incredible.
For Cord, it was a day he will always remember.
I couldn't be happier and prouder. My dad's looking down. He's smiling. This is the neatest thing, one of the neatest things that's been in my life.
For WFFT Local Sports, I'm Mike Bundt.